going back to the investigators thing now, obviously he passed away. So at the time that he passed away, none of this contact stuff happened between you and any of the authorities, right? This is all more recently.
No, this is all recently new. And the guy's name is, the main investigator, I believe, is Michael. I got to look on my emails, but first name is Michael, but he's from Sarasota, Florida, I believe, the sheriff's office there.
Okay. And, I was going to ask you, is he part of the police, or is he a private investigator hired by somebody in the family?
This guy's name, detective, is Michael Ring. Okay? He's from the office of the state attorney.
Okay.
Okay? 6th Judicial Court Circuit in Pinellas counties. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So he's the investigator from Clearwater, Florida. Now, this guy was obviously got my text messages from Rich, and then was starting to bring in the information of this guy, Peter Haug. Now, I believe Peter Haug is the main guy at 5% Nutrition, the main money behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So he wanted to know, he was asking about what those guys' relationship was, if this guy Peter Haug was given, Rich any kind of substances or whatever. And I'm like, dude, you're asking questions. If anybody answers that, they're fucking full of shit, unless you're talking to either one of those two guys. I mean, seriously. And he wanted to basically, there was an accomplice of things, because he was questioning my text messages with Rich. And basically, he wanted to know if Rich owed me money, or who Rich owed money to, what Rich was doing with his money. I'm like, dude, you're just fucking digging for fucking whatever. I said, the main thing is you just need to, if you guys are worried about how Rich was really killed, that was your guys' own fault about losing all the fucking blood work from the fucking hospital.
Now, why are they, with my law enforcement background, I'm curious why almost 2 years later, whatever it is now, are they looking? I know cold cases, if they do, they determine this thing to not be a homicide. They determine it to be like a accidental or a natural death, because they think it was hard or whatever. I think it was the actual death certificate was stated. So it's not considered a cold case. So why are they looking into it now, this far past it? Did they give you any indication?
I asked him about that. I'm all, why are you looking? Why is this now? And he goes, oh, well, the state's attorney's office is bringing it up. I'm like, okay.
So something's brewing. Somebody dropped a dime, it sounds like, somewhere, and they're trying to verify some information.
Somebody had said something. And then the other thing is, they think that that there's forgery involved as far as, signing over the business. And I'm like, look, everything that Rich had that was attainable to have anything was already in Jane's name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So that's the way he kept it. The Bentley, all that shit was in fucking Jane's name.
Yeah.
Before Rich married Sarah, he had already signed all his business stuff over to Jane. Jane was his girl.
Yeah.
That was his road dog. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's just the truth behind it. So anything that I believe that they think was forged after the fact, it wasn't. I mean, I told him, I said, look, do you see Rich's lifestyle? He didn't have a bunch of cars. He didn't have this and that. He had a bike and something else and one car. He didn't own those fucking houses. I mean, here's the thing. The house in Thousand Oaks, dude, he was staying, he was staying there like month to month. Instead of paying the rent, we were paying an attorney, not we, he was paying an attorney, to keep the sheriffs from evicting him out of there. Okay? So there was a loophole in the law that he could pay whatever, like $3,500 as an attorney, and he'd give him 90 days, and he kept getting him 90-day stays.
Yeah.
And that's really what was going on there. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That's why nothing in the house was fixed or whatever, because he knew he was going to ultimately just leave there.
Yeah.
So there was no money to fucking be had. I think they're thinking that, that there was money out there and there's forgeries going on. Who really knows the light and short of it? The bottom line is this. Rich has already passed. It's not like there's $1 million. I don't think anybody killed Rich or did anything to harm Rich but Rich himself.
Okay.
And I want to say that facetiously, like, not that, because he did drugs or because he did steroids, because that's what people just want to fucking automatically think.
Yeah.
I know people that are in the industry that don't do drugs, that have done steroids, haven't done steroids, and have died just because.
Yeah.
You know, if the body shuts down, the body shuts down. But you see, this is people continuing to use the man's name for some type of notoriety, some type of success, some type of affirmation to build them up. You know, it's a continued facade, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to come on here, to set a bunch of shit straight about where the fuck 5% came from, how it even fucking evolved, and what this man's legacy should be left with, and the truth behind it all, you know?
Yeah.
But this detective thing, I mean, where they're going with this, who knows? And the bottom line is, these people are talking about, oh, well, nobody's talking to detectives. No, motherfucker, because the detectives aren't calling you motherfuckers. You coattail motherfuckers don't know shit.
It almost seems to me that they're not looking at a foul play issue. They're looking at subsequent after his death, like some monetary things, financial issues. It doesn't 100%. Seem like, they're not looking at to see if he got, somebody slipped him a Mickey or whatever. They're looking to see what happened after with this guy's assets, if you will. Maybe there's some. There could be somebody filed a petition to court saying they're the next of kin, not this person. That's what I'm using some of my experience and trying to like read through the lines here, because the guy obviously, he's going to tell you certain stuff and he's going to keep certain stuff to himself also. But let's see, Palumbo had said he thought it was foul play from the beginning, and I don't know if it is or not. I have no fucking idea. Just like you, we weren't there. We don't know. Yeah. And Palumbo still thinks that the investigators are looking into the foul play thing. But now what you're bringing out, because you're the guy that fucking spoke to this guy, and it's in a U.S. attorney's office, so it's not like a private eye. So it seems like there is something going on. But I personally, and my professional and personal opinion is that it's not a foul play investigation. It's more of because he's asking you about money and all of that stuff. So that's what it seems like.
You know what, Joe? He's asking me, "Oh, do you have any original papers signed by Rich with his live signature?"
Oh, they're trying to see if there's something, forgeries. Yeah.
So there's obviously some type of forgery that's going on.
Okay.
And I think that doesn't cause for big news. So I think people want to spin it on foul play, that, blah, 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 Yeah, we want to know why he died. Yeah, it's kind of fucking fucked up that you lost the blood work and didn't have a definitive answer, like what was in your system, So what if it was party drugs in his fucking system and he had a fucking heart attack, Yeah. Is that going to make you feel any better to know that Rich was fucking partying and had a heart attack?
It's neither here nor there. Yeah, and I feel
the point between that.
Yeah, I gave Generation I and Mack Truck some shit because I thought they were doing a little gutter and slinging mud with that interview. Especially Vlad straight out asked him about party. Do you know Rich doing party drugs? And like you even said before, you never saw him do it. You don't know what the fuck he did. So I just think that was kind of a fucking low blow. And my business relationship ended on a sour note with Rich. So I'm not like protecting Rich because he did stuff with our company and stuff. It ended bad, but I mean, it ended. That's it. It was business. It's no big deal. It's not the fucking end of the world. So I'm just looking at it objectively, and especially as a journalist, like to ask a question like that 2 years after a fucking guy died. To Mack Truck, who obviously has an axe to grind with him because of their fucking physical fight. That's fucking shit. That's a shitty job by them, and I don't know. That's why I was glad that you came on straight out and said you don't know what the fuck he was doing. You never seen him do that stuff. That's it's none of your business. You don't fucking know if he did it or not.
And nobody does know. And even if you saw him doing something, do you know that's fucking coke he's snorting? Do you know if that's a fucking meth that he's taking? What the fuck? You don't fucking know.
Yeah, he did. I think
people love to motherfucking speculate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They love to think the worst of fucking people because that's what fucking causes gossip. That's what causes fucking driving forces for them to be whatever. It's the crack of shit. And at the end of the day, if motherfuckers are mad, guess what? The truth is the fucking truth. And that's what I'm speaking is the fucking truth.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
No. Now, also on this investigation, I know that his mom, Christine, I do talk to her, and I know she feels that she wants some type of closure of the actual cause of death. I know that is something. But without having the blood work or exhuming the body, I mean, I don't know how you're really going to get that.
Yeah, no, you need physical evidence for that. Yeah. Now his mom and dad, there's a as far as I heard, I could be totally off base. There's a disagreement between the two of them. Like there's like two factions, if you will.
There
Okay.
has been.
I had heard that. I didn't know how accurate it was because people talk so much shit, you don't know what's true anymore.
No, 100%. You know, and at the end of the day, and this is one thing Rich told me, regardless how I feel about my mom's actions or what my mom says or does to me, at the end of the day, Mavrick,
Still
that's
my mom. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
That's my mom.
Yeah.
If I'm going to send her money, I'm going to send her money.
Mm-hmm.
Can I talk shit about it? Yeah, because I'm the one sending the money, and that's my mom, and I can talk shit about it. But nobody else needs to talk shit about it.
Yeah, no, he's 100% right with that.
How many times have you done something for your friend, and you talk shit about doing it for your friend, but you don't want to hear nobody else talk shit?
Yeah.
Because, motherfucker, you're not the one doing it for him, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I did it, yeah.
So if he wants to be pissed off that his mom's fucking doing whatever and he's sending her money, that's his right because he's the one sending the money. But you don't need to hear it from some other motherfucker because you're not sending the money, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know? And I told him you're 100% on that, bro. I said, don't worry about those other motherfucking people because you're never going to please everybody 100% of the time.
No.
It's never going to fucking happen.
It's impossible. What's
at the end of the day,
your opinion on the direction that the company has taken since then? First trying to put Martin as the guy. Now they got this new guy, Golem, or something. I'm not even sure of his name. So how do you feel about what they've done post Piana?
The whole thing is that 2 years ago is the last time that I was giving Rich any of my fucking input or ideas on what he should do or be with 5%. Okay? Because it was already coming to the end, and he would call me and indirectly ask, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I know what he was doing because I gave him enough fuel and enough weapons to get where it was at. Of course, he had to take those weapons and use them and fire those guns and be that fucking person.
Yeah.
But there was no more decisions. And now 5% has to re-evolve, okay? And it has to understand the mentality of what 5% really meant. You can't replace what 5% meant with another individual. It has to be an entity of what the meaning behind 5% is. Like I explained, the motivation and the drive behind 5% of this fucking world that's going to do whatever it takes. It doesn't need another Rich Piana. It could be fucking Urkel. But if he's preaching what the fuck it is that you're supposed to be doing, that's the driving force behind it.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Rich was muscular and freaky and this and that was the visual part of the beginning of it. And that was the stepping stone using the fitness industry to get where he's going. But like I said in the beginning of this had to be bigger than the fitness industry. This had to be worldwide. And that was a direct response of how his booth looked when people were there. They weren't at fucking Phil Heath's booth. Yeah, they were, and they were at Jay Cutler's, but they fucking weren't like at 5%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was a fucking rock concert, bro. That booth was fucking awesome. I loved it.
Appealing to the world of masses. So what 5% has to do right now is not trying to emulate another Rich Piana, but try to emulate the ideology behind what 5% was.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's with fucking Urkel or it's with this motherfucker, they have to understand that.
Yeah. Tough task. Definitely. It's very, very big shoes to fill, however saying you want to put to it. It's a tough one.
But here's the thing that kills me. This guy that they bring in, right? Okay? And this is just my point of view. Okay? People love it, they can hate it, whatever the fuck. But you send a guy that didn't know Rich. You send a guy that didn't even follow Rich or 5%. Mm-hmm. Now you got him going to the fucking grave site.
Yeah.
Drawing power from the fucking grave. I mean, whatever their fucking marketing idea was, to me, it's a failure. 100% fucking failure, blow. They need to listen to this fucking interview and realize 5% really meant, what the driving force was behind it, what the ideology of 5%, and build off of that. Not trying to emulate another Rich Piana, because it wasn't about that. It was about the talks that he gave to people. It was about the motivation. It was about the caring, understanding, compassion, that when that kid came up to him, even though he looked up to him because of his muscles, the words of motivation that he was able to inspire in that person to get them through that day and maybe reach their goals. That they're missing, because but the corporate officers and people didn't know that I fed him the positive reaffirmation to the individual, when you physically talk to that person and how they feel when they fucking walk away, like they can fucking take over the world. And that's what 5% Nutrition doesn't understand, because it was something that was given to Rich in his head, and then Rich gave it to the fucking masses. And that's why it fucking exploded.
Yeah. No, it definitely was, I mean, he was definitely a trailblazer as far as, like you said, not needing to be a Mr. Olympia, an IFBB pro, and he became, fucking larger than life. And that's what attracted me to him and wanting him to be involved with MSM, was because I don't fucking give a shit about IFBB pros and stuff. If it's a good fucking story, I want to write it as a fucking writer.
100%.
And his fucking, his whole rise to success was a great story, and as is this, because this actually gives me a lot of stuff that I was unaware of, and the background of it. It's actually like the it's the footnotes, but they're the headlines for this, which is very important. 100%. Yeah, so that's it's fucking great,
truth,
man.
It's like, it's just the truth of the building blocks behind what big empires are built from. That people look at big buildings after they're done, but ultimately what the footwork, what the foundation was to build something, to make it sustainable and to make it last.
Yeah.
And if 5% Nutrition doesn't understand that, doesn't understand those special things that Rich would tell the people as he shook their hand and took their picture, they're never going to get it. They won't get it, and it will never be what it was.
Yeah, no, I agree. And could it be successful again? Possibly. Any company could be successful if they market itself right. But I think it's going to be hard to market that, because it was a tough act to follow. And in the matter, they can get a Rich Piana double, like you said, but it's not Rich. Mm-hmm. So
well, it just goes to show you that it solidifies my story. What I'm trying to say is that I would feed Rich these things, how you needed to talk to people, what did you need to tell the people, how you needed to motivate each individual, regardless if you believed in it or not. And the corporate didn't know that, because that corporate was not, they saw Rich taking pictures. Mm-hmm. They saw Rich selling products. They didn't see what Rich was telling the individual.
Yeah.
And that is the key component. And until they can fucking figure that out, it'll never be what it is. Because it wasn't about having another big old fucking dude. That's what corporate saw, and that's what corporate thought motivated it, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was the text messages off and on every other month about, what should I talk about now? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? It was a special one-on-one shit that Rich was telling these people and these individuals that was motivating them to continue to strive for what it was they needed to do to succeed in their own life, whether it was in fitness or it was in underwater fucking basket weaving. That motivation had to fucking be there.
Yeah.
And that's what 5% nation, that's what it was going to be. The 5% nation. The 5% of this fucking nation that's going to fucking grind until their fucking fingernails fall off, until they can't fucking hold their eyes open to fucking succeed at what it is that they want to do.
Yeah. No, it's a fucking a great story, and you definitely filled in a lot of blanks for me, and I'm sure, I had known some of this stuff earlier, but you filled in a lot of other blanks, and a lot of other people out there are going to be very interested in hearing this stuff, and I'm sure there's a lot more stuff that you have that we didn't get to, but plug your stuff, man. Let's get your stuff out there. And plus, also, I want to say straight up, next cover after the one that's at the printer now, Gwen, your wife, is going to be on the cover, and then the one after that, Mavrick himself will be on the cover. So we got some good stuff going on with Chaos Nutrition, Mav and Gwen, and the Immortal Soul Collectors. So we're really pumped up about this little axis, I call it. I joke around with Rob, that we got going on over here. So go ahead, man. Plug away, Mav.
Hell yeah. Well, you can reach out to us and check us out on Immortals, the Immortal Soul Collectors on Instagram. Come and check us out. We're here located in San Pedro at Mavrick's Ultimate Training Center. And like I said, it's the same thing that I've talked, for years. There's three things you have to possess. You have to set a goal, you have to build structure, and then you have to develop a budget. And what I mean by a budget, it's not necessarily your money, but budgeting your time.
Yeah.
So you can follow through with the structure to reach that goal. And that's what it's always been about. And that's what 5% Nutrition was built upon. That's what it should still be. And until they understand that and get that, it's just never going to be what it was.
Yeah. Well, I wish them luck because I think the fitness industry is more fun with 5% there, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of those guys that I'm friends with for a long time at the Arnold. I've always remained friends with them. Caleb still been writing a column for me throughout this whole time after the whole business relationship with Rich himself ended. So I've had other guys on the cover after that. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm also wearing one of Mav's shirts. Where can they find your shirts, Mav?
Get them online with us. Like I said, DM us at the Immortal Soul Collectors on Instagram. There's a spot on there where you can click on and get our gear fresh and sent to you.
Got some cool hats too. Those hats were going big at the expo.
They were.
People liked them.
Our number one seller was the hats.
Yeah, people loved that with the fucking spades on it. Yeah, so cool.
And it was, let me tell you, it was a hell of an experience being there with you, and your company is just amazing to work with. And like I said, I'm just so proud of Rob D'Angelo understanding and understanding what it meant to be a 5%er, and now having this Chaos Nutrition booth there to be out there and represent understand the ideology of what it took to be successful. So I'm extremely proud of it.
Likewise, and I can't wait for the next one, bro.